Yeah.
Well, we are going to present millennials.
Okay, well, millennials are one of the best known generations nowadays.
Prove it.
And well, here we can see that there are different birth dates. It's not exactly like defined which one is the real one, but well, we can see here that the first millennial generation was in 1974 and the latest was in 2004. Before this was the Generation X, and the millennials are also known as Generation Y. Well, millennials are also very well known because they usually like to drop out college and go and like seeking for new adventures or new travel experiences.
So these years of millennials is not official, not completely, because some studies say that millennials started in 74, but it's too early. Some people say that 74 is only for Generation X, and other studies say that 2004, from 2001 to now, it's Generation Z. So,
but the most accepted birth date to be considered as a millennial is from 1985 to 2000.
So the background of millennials is the third industrial revolution with all the automatization of machines and digitalism and all of that. Internet, which was a big change. The new ways of technology that led to communication, new ways to communicate with people all over the world instantly. And
some characteristics of the millennials is that they are very positive. They have this idea of follow your dreams, so they tend to be really confident. They are expected to be less economically successful than their parents. Even though they are confident, that doesn't mean that they will be successful in an economic way. It's a study. It's a study I found on the internet.
Will explain that later.
But you should have read why.
We will explain that later in the
Okay.
presentation.
Okay. They are the most ethnically diverse generation, and therefore they really respect differences from other people. Also, they have unrealistic expectations. They live like in an imaginary world. They think everything's perfect and everything will be just fine, but that's not what will really happen. And they are the last generation born in the 20th century.
Another characteristic that's not mentioned is that millennials are also well known for using social media and like expressing themselves there.
Here are some statistics for millennials. In a study that was made, 29% mentioned they are really religiously unaffiliated, so they don't belong to any religion. They send a median of 50 texts a day. 20% have at least one immigrant parent, and there are about 76 million millennials in the United States. Millennials in the workplace, as Agustin mentioned, they tend to drop out of college and find new adventures. And one of these adventures have been in the workplace. They have this system that's the bring your own device. That means that they have their own computers, their own laptops and cell phones. So they always have the information right on their sites. They are very creative. They have great public relations, and they are skeptical about promotional material of any kind.
So So can generation gaps be used to measure success? So many millennials argue that the past generation, Generation X, blew all their chances of being rich because they ruined the economy and all of that.
They ruined the economy?
Yes, most of them say that in a study that comes later. So most of them are less wealthy than the average of the other generations at their age. So when Generation X were, let's say 30 years old, they were a lot wealthier than millennials are now at 30 years old. So, but this also comes as a new way of economic growth, as many millennials, as I will show later in the statistics, have already a financial investment, so they are less wealthy, but they may be richer in the future. Also, they have better education in overall, and as we know, with better education, there is more opportunity of becoming rich.
Really? Just
Yes.
because they have better education?
So they have 93% they are banked, they have a bank account, and 60% already have a retirement account, which also counts in their less wealthy portions. 45% have their own homes, 20% have financial investments, which shows why they are usually less wealthy than past generations. But this means that in the future they may be even richer than other people. 44% have at least a bachelor's degree, which means that they have a better opportunity of finding a better job and getting more money. So,
Are there, well, and the other one is, are there any other ways of measuring success? And it's, of course there are. There, like here in this graphic, we can see.
yeah, we can see other ways to measure success. It can be by country, socioeconomic origin, education. This graph shows the millionaires per capita in each country, the top 25 countries with millionaires in the world. So this shows that nationality and origin affects a lot in success. And as I already explained, education affects a lot also in success.
And finally, the other question we can say is an affirmation because success does depend on that and it can change a lot. And here are some examples.
And your references? Okay.